Greetings, welcome everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, as seen on the web, doing this since 2007, and even before that with podcasts with my original co-host and mentor, the very first co-host, the managing editor of Newsletter Censored. He has passed on now. He's the man who invented the name Progressive Discussions. I'm talking about the Reverend Dr. William J. Eiserman. May he rest in peace. Followed by our original commercial voiceover specialist, William H. Morrow III. Okay, may he rest in peace also. But anyway, I just want to say happy Father's Day 2023. Today is Father's Day. I realize that people really don't make a fuss over Father's Day like they do Mother's Day. But I remember what my late grandmother used to say. She said, anyone can be a father, but you only have one mother. And you know what I mean. Mother has feelings for her children, and she will fight for her children and protect them like no other. Father doesn't do that. A father is just a pollinator. But for those of you that have good fathers that were excellent role models, God bless you. You know, if your father is still with you, definitely do something special for them. Don't give them, I know they get cheap ass gifts, but take them out somewhere, you know, find out what they really like in terms of food. Take them to a nice, I don't know what, an Irish pub sports bar. you'll get a great bargain in those places, without a doubt. You know, take them for a nice steak dinner, not a rip-off corporate chain steak dinner like the Outback Steakhouse, and you know, take them somewhere good. In my area, we have excellent Portuguese restaurants that prepare some of the best steak dinner platters, as well as seafood like paella. Take them to one of those. Take them to a place that also has great craft beer on tap, and that's the way to do it. Show your appreciation for those fathers that were very involved in your life, who cared, who were good role models or excellent role models, not the scoundrels, if you know what I mean. And by the way, there are mothers that belong in a padded room that do not um, represent the ideal mother that I mentioned before. You know, but my grandmother was right. I mean, normally, with normal people that were raised properly and have all their brain cells firing, anyone can be a father, but you only have one mother. But, you know, it is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day. I salute, actually, to all the fathers that were great fathers that passed away. We'll have a short moment of silence, followed by uh, 7 bells. Okay. May they rest in peace. Okay, now let me get a sip of my medicinal herb tea with chai tea also. This is strong tea. This is strong medicinal chai tea. It looks like coffee, it's so dark. But I have other things in here besides the chai. Let me see if I can bring this up. Let's have a little humor here for a second. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. Hmm. Hmm. You know, could you? Oh, there you go. You see it. All right, good. I'll give you a few. I'll give you some laughs, and I'll also have our first inductee into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. This is an advertisement that I saw, I believe, on Instagram from Amazon. Amazon Blue Pro Clear Nursery Pots with Humidity Dome. Doesn't that look familiar, people? It sure looks familiar to me. It's a damn ice cream sundae container, and they're selling them for a lot more money as a plant nursery for young sprouted plants with humidity dome. I'm sure you've seen this. I'm sure you've seen this at various ice cream parlors or what have you. Funny, isn't it? So there you go. The sleazy, underhanded deception of the American retail industry. All right, goodbye. It's true. It's no bullshit. All right, now we go on to the topic at hand here. Happy Faja's Day. I am your Faja. Remember that from Austin Powers Gold member? I am your Faja. There you go. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I got it from a reliable source, okay? And if it's true, the man is insane. He's a fascist, but what's even worse, he's insane, and he might be more of a fascist and more insane than Donald Trump. And I'm talking about Florida governor, the bloated toad, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. There you go. All right, here's the story. Okay. Governor, I guess this is from a radio station, 88.5 WMNF. Governor Ron DeSantis signs a bill that lets professional baseball players get paid less than minimum wage in Florida. Interesting. Do you think baseball players that have achieved the major league baseball and have these agents and are receiving the salaries of, let's say, better than CEOs, you think they're going to play baseball in a major league stadium in Florida for minimum wage? Ron DeSantis, you need to get a CAT scan and an MRI or whatever of your brain, because it's not going to happen. The Tampa Devil Rays and the Miami Marlins will flat out refuse to play in the state of Florida if this is true. So do some research, people, and see if it's true. Minimum wage. Wouldn't Republicans all would love everyone that is not part of their rich cabal, their rich friend of their rich cult of friends? They would love to see the little guy, but I wouldn't call professional sports athletes little guys at all. It's not even worth reading. When let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're referring to minor league baseball players. Oh, but that's still terrible. Holy shit. Yeah, Republicans Brad Yeager and Newport Richie. Is that an actual name of a human being? Oh man. Yeah, they $290 a week, which is the equivalent of a $7.25 an hour wage without overtime eligibility. In-season weekly salary equal to minimum wage for a 40-hour work week. Still. Minor league teams, he's totally insane. He really is. Totally insane. And we have the one and only from San Francisco, well, presently in San Francisco, California, the Western Mike. Happy Father's Day 2023 and greetings to you, Western Mike. I just started the show with these topics and so far they're going well. All right. I don't have a lot of them, but I have good ones. I never run out of material, not in this day and age. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I usually start off with the lightest subjects, the lightest topics. Then I progressively get more serious. All right. And away we go. And away we go. Okay, this is from the sun. Here comes the sun. It's all right. Do 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 do. Remember that song? It's a nice song. FBI. Watch out. FBI issues empty bank warning to all Android and iPhone owners over phone call that takes everything in seconds. Yikes. By Jonah Joppy, technology and science reporter. Okay, this came out June 15th, 2023. The FBI has warned about tech support scams that aim to empty your bank account. Scammers utilize a variety of methods in the hopes of getting a hold of your hard-earned cash, including phone scams. Well, I know I have been receiving more red flag texts and phone calls than ever before. The FBI has warned about tech support scams that aim to empty your bank account. Now, experts, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, are shining a light on one of the most popular types of technical support scams. What is a technical support scam? The scam consists of a scammer fraudulently posing as a technician or as tech support from a reputable company. Most commonly, threat actors do this to gain remote access to your computer. Once they have done that, they can access sensitive data and information stored on your device, including bank accounts. They also, it's not part of this article, but they also will email you a replica facsimile of your bank's website, and you think it's really your bank, but it's not. Okay. Nearly everyone has gotten a scam call like this, and we keep getting them because they work, the FBI said on its podcast. How do they work? Threat actors will usually call you on the phone to carry out a tech support scam. They may even spoof the caller ID so that it displays a legitimate phone number from a trusted company. Yeah, they're doing that. If you show signs of believing them, this is the stage where they will ask to install applications that give them access to your device. I'm sure they prey on senior citizens before anyone else because, you know, they figure the seniors are lonely, they want someone to talk to, and, you know, it's like taking candy from a baby, unfortunately. Some people panic and send money or give the caller access to their computer, comprising their identities and financial information in the process, the FBI noted. Yeah, like if you if someone from the Department of Social Security, okay, or the state, tries to contact you stating that they lost your contact information and some of your personal information that you originally had on file with the state you live in or Social Security, that's a big red flag of being a scammer. Because if there's anything wrong involving local, county, state, or federal government, you will receive a plain, serious business letter in the mail. Okay, you wouldn't be getting calls from anyone. Okay, they will first send you a letter in which you would have to call the number on the letter. So they'll put it in writing. How to stay safe. It's important to know that a reputable tech company will never ask you to call a phone number to resolve an issue. That said, you should never give any personal information to strangers or remote access to your device. You should never give personal information out. If you believe you have been scammed, contact your credit card company or bank right away to stop the transaction. If you ended up providing remote access to a threat actor, run security software to immediately scan and delete malware. Use a firewall and antivirus software. This will help to protect your computer from malware and other threats. Be skeptical of any unsolicited emails or messages. If you receive an email or message from someone you don't know, don't click on any links. No, and if you're entitled to anything, to any money or any grand prize or something that is a freebie, you don't have to pay a fee to get access to the free thing that you won. All right, that was good. That was a good one. So, what's going on here? So keep that in mind, people, and stay safe, please. Stay safe. No, not yet. I think I got something. I like to progressively graduate in topics. Okay, let me check. We're doing very well on time. I hope things are going well with your exercise program, Western Mike. And you know, when you're doing rowing, you are directly also working your biceps and forearms and rear deltoids. So rowing is kind of a great overall upper body exercise. Now, with your machine, if you have to push, if you have resistance when you bring the handles out before you bring them back in again, that now you have a machine that can work your chest, triceps, and shoulders. So now you have a really complete upper body. All right. The U.S. Hold on for a second. On to the next subject. There we go. The U.S. is now facing a third inflation wave, economists explains. Greedflation comes when companies use the excuse of higher input costs, like higher input costs to hike prices, but are really profit-led. UBS's Paul Donovan said. Okay. I would play the video, but the streaming software's microphone doesn't pick up outside audio. Let me just see if, let me experiment.
The print that's set to come forth.
Well, I'm afraid with the Powell Fed.
Okay. If anybody's listening now, let me know. Let me know if you hear any audio from this video.
Ahead to a packed week, kicking off with inflation data tomorrow, Tuesday. Our next guest says that we are in the third wave of post-pandemic inflation. Paul Donovan, UBS Global Wealth Management Chief Economist, joins us now. Paul, good to see you here this morning. We're excited for this week. I know.
Okay. Brad Smith is the anchor, Thursday, June 15, 2023. Although U.S. consumer prices provided further signs of relief for consumers in April, there are still factors keeping inflation elevated. Yeah, like greed. And corporations may be reaping the benefits of that. Remember when we had the bird flu, the avian flu, that killed millions of egg-laying hens worldwide, and it drove the price of eggs sky high? Well, remember how long they kept the price of eggs super high before they finally lowered it? Well, they do the same thing if there's a drought that drove up the price of produce, fruits and vegetables. They take forever to come down to normal. Well, that's greed. Supply and demand is just an excuse to rip people off in capitalism. That's why I think one Viagra tablet costs like $45 each, I think, or maybe it's more now. Insane prices. Okay, we've had a really unfortunate situation where we've had three very, very different inflation waves caused by very different things. UBS Global Wealth Management Chief Economist Paul Donovan told Yahoo Finance, which is the video above, and they've just come one after the other. So it looks like you've had this continuous period of inflation. Inflation continues cooling down in the United States. U.S. Consumer Price Index year-over-year change since 1970. Source, U.S. Bureau of Labor. Shaded areas indicate U.S. recessions. Okay. The first wave, primarily in consumer durable goods, was demand-led, Donovan explained. That's over. Durable goods prices in the States are falling. You've got outright deflation. That was followed by a second wave of supply-led inflation, he added. And that was the energy shock coming out of the war in Ukraine. And then the third wave of inflation, the one we're getting now, is this unusual profit-led inflation story, sometimes called excuseflation or greedflation. Profit-led inflation occurs when consumer-facing companies towards the end of the supply chain persuade shoppers to accept price hikes by pointing to plausible explanations, such as historically elevated inflation. However, Donovan said the true reason for these elevated prices could have more to do with expanding margins and keeping investor sentiment high than with increased input costs. It's using excuses, Donovan said. It's using a cover. Here's a grocery cart with groceries in it. A shopper who lamented that groceries have recently become much more expensive pulls the receipt from his purchase at a discount supermarket on June 15, 2022 in Berlin, Germany. Okay. A lot of euros, I bet. Why inflation remains sticky. The main drivers of higher prices are the cost of goods sold, which includes both material and labor costs, the corporate profits. Fortunately for consumers, prices for materials have slid tremendously. The World Bank expects a 21% decline in commodity prices in 2023 relative to 2022, which it noted would be the sharpest drop since the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's where the story ends. If I click story continues, I bet they would ask me to subscribe and pay money. Oh, I thought that's what they were going to do. However, prices still hover well above, sorry about that, well above the average levels from 2015 to 2019. During the first quarter of 2023, certain companies continued to institute price increases even as they witnessed flat or declining comparable sales volumes. Excuse me, the pollen must be very high. I think what you see going on as much as anything is one. Obviously, we've taken some pricing to cover the inflation that we've been dealing with. PepsiCo CFO Hugh Johnston told Yahoo Finance, Hugh Johnston, yeah, they can profit off of toxic beverages. As consumers, sugar-laden, may I say, God knows what else, as consumers move to smaller size packages, that's for damn sure. You see how much ice cream is shrinking and everything else. It affects volume a little bit as well. But overall, the demand for our products continues to be quite high. Well, I refuse to get a box of organic whole wheat spaghetti if it's not at least 16 ounces, because that's what I grew up with. Where inflation is and isn't, 12-month change in the price of pets and pet products is 10.6%. Rent, 8.7%. Food and restaurants, 8.3%. Personal care, 6.8%. Housing, 6.8%. Food at home, 5.8%. Alcohol, for all you booze hounds, 4.8%. New vehicles, 4.7%, and so on and so forth. Okay, well, they have more excuses than you can shake a stick at. They really do. Corporations have excuses upon excuses that are total bullshit, and they're not coming clean. You know, instead of going on and on and on and on and on and on, they're pretty much saying the same thing. Profit-led inflation, profit-led in profiteering at a time when people are suffering. See, they exploit people when they're down and out, when they're desperate, when they're suffering. that's when they exploit. That's when the greed takes effect. Okay. What's this? Normal and recent contributions to growth in unit prices in the non-financial corporate sector. Corporate profits, 53.9% increase from 11.4%. Non-labor input costs, 38.3% from 26.8%. Unit labor costs, down 7.9%, way down. And it was 61.8%. How long before companies rethink excuseflation? Well, my answer is one magical word. It's called boycotting. If consumers are willing to say no, I'm going to refrain from buying these things. I don't need these things to survive. Then you'll hurt companies where it hurts the most, in their bank accounts, and then their stockholders will scream bloody murder, which I can care less. I didn't buy any eggs when eggs were like $5, $6, $7 a dozen for the jumbo eggs that I like. I didn't buy them at all. I just bought eggs recently for the first time in quite a while. The price came down to actually less than what I used to pay originally. There were only $1.99 a dozen for jumbo eggs. See what happens? If enough people boycotted, they don't really know the potential power of boycotting. But unfortunately, people are numbskulls. They're nincompoops. They're imbeciles. They're not willing to boycott in large numbers. Maybe here and there, like me, but people have to do things in a group. And the larger the group, the more power they have. They have to do things simultaneously to have the power of boycotting take effect. Otherwise, companies will not stop. They just won't stop. It's like a high-level criminal. When he or she gets caught, then they shed some tears and they apologize. But if they never get caught, they would just continue doing what they're doing. I'm talking about like the high-level criminals. Like Bernard Madoff and all people like that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Woo. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's because you got caught. All right, let me check here what we have. Oh, we're doing really good on time. More than I expected. All right, let's see what we've got going here. Okay, we've got 2 more left. Now, the reason to me for this article is obvious, and I'll mention it. I'll mention it in a little bit. It's really horrible. It's horrible. It's heartless. It's the behavior of a sociopath, and I'm talking about the Republican Party. Major cuts to Social Security are back on the table. What's being proposed now? Well, what's not being proposed is trimming the military budget. Stop giving the rich corporate welfare. You know, the wealthy only like socialism when it applies to them, not to the bottom 98%. Okay. And my take on Republicans wanting to do this is that they want people to be so destitute. What's going on here? Let me go back. They want people to become so desperate and destitute that they would work for anything, minimum, even less than minimum wage. And then eventually they would bring back child labor followed by slave labor, or artificial intelligence, because the robots are rapidly upgrading and improving, and eventually they will replace everyone's job with an android robot, and we're not that far away. So, like the previous article, this has to do with obsessive greed, which is what the right wing is all about. Money is their God and the bank is their church. A group of Republican lawmakers aims to balance the federal budget and slash government spending by targeting programs like Social Security, and some seniors could see a major reduction in lifetime benefits if the plan makes it into law. Yeah, so they want to steal your Social Security because people paid into it. It's not their money to take, or should I say steal. It's not. The proposal was unveiled June 14th by U.S. House conservatives. Bloomberg reported one of its main features is to raise the full retirement age at which seniors are entitled to the full benefits they are due. Well, yeah, because this way more senior citizens will drop dead before they are eligible to collect Social Security, and that's even more money that these crooks can steal. You know, more people dropping dead. They have to work longer, and they will drop dead. Choose the best for your money. Oh, that's something else. The 176 member House Republican Study Committee, oh, they actually study things, approved a fiscal blueprint that would gradually increase the retirement age to 69 years old for seniors who turn 62 in 2033. 69. That's to the average person who is not a health nut, who is not holistic, and does not detoxify themselves and take antioxidants and oxidants. This 69 years old for a man is practically like having one foot on a banana peel and the other foot in the grave. The current full retirement age is 66 or 67. Really? I thought it was 65. I think it used to be. Depending on your birth year, for all Americans born in 1960 or later, the retirement age is 67. Oh, gee. So you have to work full time when you're 65. I assume that those Republican senators don't have to work that long, or should I say, they don't work. They just meet with lobbyists and people that are offering bribes, and then they willingly take the bribe. They don't work. Joe Biden has accomplished more than overall than the history of the Republican Party in one term. And I'm not just saying for the little guy, for the bottom 98%. I mean, he has accomplished many things overall. Republicans they're like I don't know, shyster lawyers or car dealers. You know, they have no integrity. As Bloomberg noted, workers expecting an early retirement benefit will see lifetime payouts reduced at the full retirement age if the full retirement age is raised. Those payouts could be drastically reduced for seniors who claim benefits at age 62. When you are first eligible, they're very stingy with paying the bottom 98%. Very stingy. If you're wealthy or you're part of the top 2%, then you will definitely experience the so-called American dream and all the bullshit mumbo jumbo that you were told growing up in school. Okay? If you're part of the 98%, you have to know the right people. You have to get your first huge break. If you don't get your first big break in life, being at the right place at the right time, knowing the right people, you're just going to be a sucker, exploited by paying through the nose, by emptying out your bank account for the ever-increasing cost of living, not to mention the racketeering American healthcare system and the taxation burden on the middle class. All right, not to mention groceries and necessities and utilities and all this other crap. Okay. All right, that's enough. It's enough for that article. I know I was rather long-winded. All right, I have one more topic before I send the links out for the panelists for this week's progressive discussions. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. What did I do? Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, now to me this is pretty serious. Okay. This is pretty damn serious. Not the advertisement for vitamins. No, not that. Let me get rid of it. Get rid of these ads. All right, here we go. Unbelievable. Huh? Spike in ocean heat stuns scientists. Have we breached a climate tipping point? By Jeff Berardelli, June 18th of 2023. If anybody can message me, tell me if you hear any audio from this video. I will begin now.
And also on Spotify. All right, today's main topic is the developing El Nino, and it's likely to be a strong one.
Okay, El Nino. So let me know if anyone has heard the audio from the two videos that I've played briefly. Tampa, Florida, WFLA. Global oceans are so hot right now, scientists all around the world are struggling to explain the phenomenon. Sea surface temperatures in June are so far above record territory, it is being deemed almost statistically impossible in a climate without global heating. This is happening across the huge expanse of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Okay, here we go. Here's a map. Ocean temperatures, departure from normal. Warm being red, cool being blue. Doesn't look so cool, it doesn't. In the North Atlantic Ocean, which was already way above record levels, temperatures have strikingly shot directly upward over the past 2 weeks. A shocking visual shared on Twitter earlier this month is prompting many to ask whether this recent surge is evidence that human-caused heating has propelled the climate past a tipping point. Luckily, climate scientists say the answer is likely no. Instead, it is much more probable to be a compounding coalescence of various factors, some natural and some human cause. In other words, a coincidence of natural factors piled on top of the steady trend of human-caused global heating. Yeah. If you want to find out the reason, just follow the money trail, like Jesse Ventura once said. El Nino could mean the hottest year on record, meteorologists warn. Regardless, it's a vivid illustration of the new extremes Earth can reach when conditions are right. Ocean temperatures in any given region are the result of complex interactions between ocean currents, weather, climate oscillations, and longer-term climate trends. In the case of this year, there are many factors, but the biggest factor is the change from La Nina to El Nino. In the tropical Pacific Ocean, a natural cycle that has global implications. There's the tropical Pacific Ocean. You know, the location of paradise on Earth. For the past 3 years, Earth has been in a rare, prolonged La Nina event During that time, heat piled up in the tropical western Pacific Ocean near Indonesia, but this spring, subsurface heat started propagating eastward across the Pacific Ocean and reached the surface. This marked the beginning of the warm phase called El Nino. El Nino. Here's a little map. Weekly sea surface temperatures patterns in tropical Pacific. Difference from average temperature in Celsius. With warm water now sitting on the surface of the entire tropical Pacific Ocean, a particularly wide swath of the ocean basin, Pacific Ocean temperatures have been rising fast, but the effects of El Nino are not confined to the Pacific Ocean. The ocean-air heat exchange results in changes in the atmospheric steering flow and pressure systems in the Atlantic as well. These changes in weather over the Atlantic Ocean, some related to El Nino, can have significant impacts on surface ocean temperatures. At the same time, in the high latitudes of Canada and the far North Atlantic, a very blocked jet stream pattern has persisted for weeks. These persistent weather patterns have a significant impact on the underlying sea surface temperatures. Areas where it is sunny and calm tend to warm up, and cloudy, windy areas tend to cool. Canada has been trapped under a heat dome, leading to record-setting wildfires. And don't I know that, living in the New York metropolitan area suburbs with the smog that we had not too long ago. And the U.S. Eastern Seaboard, Western Atlantic, has been stuck under the opposite, a cool dip in the jet stream. And over on the other side of the Atlantic, an ocean heat dome has been present near Europe. Oh, that's why we've had a very cool spring, probably the coolest spring that I can remember. The result of this stubborn configuration is a cooler than normal northwest Atlantic and a much warmer than normal northeast Atlantic. Ocean temperatures departure from normal, warm to cool. Jet streams. To the south, across the tropical Atlantic, this odd and persistent configuration of atmospheric steering and pressure systems has resulted in record-shattering heat. Sea surface temperatures are so hot across the main development region. See in deep red between Africa and the Caribbean on this map. They have already reached levels expected during peak hurricane season in September. I don't know, man. To be more specific, this excess heat can be explained by some interrelated factors. Atmospheric high pressure over the subtropical Atlantic is weaker than normal, likely due to a combination of the odd North Atlantic steering discussed above, and also El Nino's influence, weakening the tropical winds called trade winds. Well, that's not good. Trade winds are very nice. I've experienced them in the Caribbean. How will El Nino impact hurricane season? These trade winds blow across the deep tropical Atlantic from East Africa to West Caribbean. When they are strong, the waters cool due to increased upwelling of cooler water from below and also increased evaporation. This season, however, the weaker high pressure and lighter trade winds are helping increase sea surface temperatures. Gee, without trade winds, weaker high means weaker trade winds. Here we go. It's an animated map. This is how hurricanes get to the Caribbean. Normally, hot air over the Sahara Desert starts moving westward, and then the hot air meets cool air, and you have storms developing in the South Atlantic. Cyclones mean storms. And then as it passes over warm water, it gets stronger. That's how hurricanes develop. You got that? Weaker trade winds usually also correspond to less Sahara dust coming off of Africa. This year, dust is at a record low. Less dust means cleaner air, allowing more sun to reach and heat the ocean surface. It's a very long article. Let's see how long it is. It's friggin' long. It's a NOAA infrared imagery. Oh, this should cause tsunamis. The underwater Hunga Tonga volcano erupted in the Pacific Ocean, South Pacific Ocean. The resulting explosion spewed large amounts of water vapor high up into the atmosphere, where it still lingers. And that's the Hunga Tonga explosion. And tsunamis will definitely be created from any undersea earthquake. Okay, this is good news. Now cargo ships are running much cleaner. The reduction in pollution, which is otherwise good news, means an increase in ocean heating. How do you figure that out? One very prominent example of this is very recent. The 2020 cargo ships, which traditionally burn the dirtiest of fuel, were forced to substantially reduce sulfur dioxide emissions. Oh. The greenhouse warming effect. So as pollution has decreased, the Atlantic Ocean temperatures have increased. Well, pollution is never good, but I thought, well, I know the fluorocarbons put into the atmosphere by big oil started it, plus the destruction of the rainforests, destruction of trees worldwide, which are the lungs of the planet Earth, that pretty much sealed the deal with climate change. Human-caused greenhouse warming. That's the problem. Yeah. So now you got to figure, is what they said about less pollution contributing to global warming, is that true? Is that for real? It doesn't sound right to me. Or is that just big oil propaganda? Interesting. Likelihood that Earth briefly hits key warming threshold grows bigger and closer. UN forecast. In general, the oceans have warmed around 2 degrees Fahrenheit since the early 1900s. This is the elevated baseline foundation which everything else is built upon. Okay. You know, question, just like the late great George Carlin says, you must question everything, people. If something, even if you're in college and your professor says something that doesn't seem right to you, that is rubbing you the wrong way, or your intuition tells you something's not right about what he said, always question everything, right? Take everything with a grain of salt until it is proven. Okay, that should do it. That should do it for this or the topics of this progressive discussions show. Let me see. All right, let's see if we got any. All right, no messages. Now I will start sending out the links to join. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. So how is everyone doing out there for Father's Day 2023? And so what's going on with everyone out there? Okay. Oh, all right, here he is. Let's see how he's doing.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Happy Father's Day to all the
Oh,
fathers out there.
yeah, I did like a seven bells for all the good fathers and good role models that have passed away. I did a memorial. I did like a moment of silence
Nice.
with 7 bells, and I also will knock on wood for everything being hunky-dory on your first attempt to join the show.
Hey.
Double
Well,
seven.
it's my second attempt. I had to go to Safari, you know.
Really? You notice I didn't have any issues sending you the link on your text, and the reason why
Yeah.
is because you have two phone numbers. One says home, and the other one says work. And I've been sending it to your home number, and the reality is your work number should have been called mobile,
So.
cell or mobile.
Yes. Is that? I wonder if that's in my contacts. I'll have to correct that.
It says work and home, and I'm saying, oh damn it, he has a landline. No wonder why he didn't get the link. I'm sending it to his home.
That's hilarious. It should come back saying landline, can't send.
Yeah, landlubber.
Yes.
Yeah,
You land lovers, you.
yeah, landlubber. You. No, it doesn't.
By the way, just to retort a little bit, even though if you're not a father, you still have a connection to Father's Day. All the men and women who lost their fathers or men that didn't become fathers, there's still a big connection there, in my opinion, on some level.
Well,
So
there's also if a person's father was a first class horse's ass, and you had a really good grandfather, and he's still alive, do something with him. Do something.
yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a really good grandfather, and my
Yeah,
father was an A-type personality. I'll just leave it at that.
yeah.
And
No, my father was a a he was a um, kind of a sanctimonious, self-righteous, arrogant prick.
oh, isn't that
Yeah,
great to grow up with
yeah,
that? That's difficult. Yeah.
yeah. In other words, if everything didn't go exactly his way, then nobody was any good.
Ah.
But I only had contact with him when I was a toddler. When I was like,
Oh, he checked out early, eh? To
yeah,
another
no, well,
marriage.
no, he drove my mother crazy when he wanted to confiscate my mother's salary, and he wanted to be the one to spend money in the household. My mother, even though she worked for the money, he didn't want her to have the money.
Wow. That
So,
sounds kind of evil.
and yeah, and his mother was very negative and jealous and intrusive because she,
So
because
he was a mama's boy, your dad?
yeah, yeah, and my mother's parents were a number one compared to my father's parents, so they were jealous, and so
Wow.
my mother decided, screw this, you're not going to drive me crazy, this is I'm
Yeah.
leaving, I'm leaving.
Marriages are not easy. I know that for a fact. I haven't been in a marriage, but I've been around plenty. And
If you
marriages are a huge compromise.
well,
Huge.
there not only do you have to make big sacrifices. You don't have to, but you're kind of expected to, depending
Oh,
on.
yeah.
But there's a huge difference between first meeting someone, dating someone, uh, uh, living together, and or getting married. Big changes go on. That's a big change in the
You give
relationship,
up a lot of your hobbies and things are supposed to be forgotten,
because
from
the,
what I can understand.
because these women, when as soon as you cohabitate with them, and just because they're spreading their legs upon, only during appointments that you make with them, um, which is funny how that works out. They feel that you you owe them your soul. You're their property, or they could tell you anything. They could bark out orders and say, I don't like your friends, I don't like your hobbies, I don't like your interests. Why do you have to go? Why do you have to go to what? Another concert you're going to? What? Another concert you're going to? Maybe
Aren't you too old for that? Aren't you too old for that?
you too. Yeah, let me do
Well, let me tell you, there are men like that too. So it's a 50-50 out there. But
the
we're talking about women because we go with women, so that's where our experience comes from.
listen. I've heard stories where the men had to be waited on hand and foot like they were Julius Caesar.
Oh, they want the continuation of their mother. A lot of men.
Right. And also, there are men who are insanely jealous, just like a woman can be insanely jealous.
Well, the thing I've noticed in certain relationships, someone is constantly giving you free, unsolicited life advice, telling you what to do, asking question after question, and then you kind of say, "Hey, maybe you should step back and take a look at your own life." And they say, "Oh no, my life's fine. It's you. It's you." Yeah,
Oh,
that's
they give unsolicited advice that
opinions.
you don't ask for, mind you. You don't ask for this.
And if you don't follow their advice, ooh, are they pissed? See, told you. See, told you. Like I said, this could be a man or a woman. We're not picking on one sex. It could, I'm just saying, we're just speaking from certain experiences.
And as soon as you if they give you a chance, as soon as you open your mouth and try to have a two-way conversation, they immediately cut you off. A lot of Republicans do that in Washington.
Yes.
They want to,
Dominate the conversation.
or not allow you to be rude and not allow you to speak. Now, Michael Labar, who has Michael Labar.
Yes.
He's from the red state of Oklahoma, and he has to deal with a lot of right wing assholes in his state. And he's very progressive, and he associates with other progressive Oklahomans. He tells me a lot of people that were on his Facebook friends list who knew him personally, they ended the friendship for political reasons because
Jesus.
because he didn't think right wing. You notice that a certain someone stopped leaving type
Comments.
type
Yes.
commentary on a Sunday that they used to, and that'll all cease because they probably didn't like he probably didn't like us criticizing Republicans and his beloved Donald Trump and
Oh, the beloved.
the beloved one, yeah.
Yeah. Second coming of Jesus, Donald Trump.
Okay, hold on. Let me,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm here. I haven't left.
no problem, no problem.
I just want to
So,
turn the ventilation a little bit, yeah, because the humidity's been totally crazy.
hey, good news, James. I have an interview tomorrow for a job. They're techs. I got an interview. I'm excited.
You got it. You
So
got an interview from
I got
where from?
from like Indeed, or I applied online and I got a direct invite for an interview, and I'm excited. I also got my first unemployment payment minus the taxes. I had all the taxes taken out. I don't like to screw around on tax day with that, and it's a little less than half of what I took home before. So
I always request taxes to be taken out because
yeah, federal and state, I had them both taken out. They do certainly whittle it down, don't they? Thanks for nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
rivers down,
sucks.
and when you think about it, that money is most likely taxed twice.
Yeah,
You pay taxes
exactly.
when you work, you pay taxes on it. Now, you
It's
know,
crazy, man. And
unemployment is taxed, and
it shouldn't be, in my opinion. I don't know.
yeah, I just don't want to owe one huge lump sum
Exactly. So
during
I've got that going for me. So I'm excited. End of the month is my birthday. So there you go. There's some more excitement
That's
on the
right,
30th, June 30th. And,
June 30th. So you're a Cancerian like my mom.
yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
I went to a concert last night and had a great time singing along with the songs. A one Graham Bonnet, a one-time singer of Rainbow. And so I'm getting out. I'm having fun. I'm trying to keep my spirits high.
any
Not drink.
assholes slap you on the back or anything?
No, no hardy har hars this time. It was a place with assigned seating, so that's a little different. And it was a great time. And a mutual friend was there, and him and I were hanging out and singing and talking. So it was fun. Life is fun is where you can find it. And I'm tired today, but that's okay. I mean, I had my fun. I wasn't drinking and driving either. When you don't drink and drive and you go home, you have the confidence. Go ahead, pull me over. Ask me how many drinks I've had, and I'll say none.
Yeah. Well, I,
And
I I was tired when I went live at 3 p.m., but I just didn't kill myself. I just I I I paced myself. I didn't rush through anything, and it turned out that was like what was it 4:02 or 4:07 p.m. I was done with the topics that I had.
nice, very nice.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If a topic is like way too long, I
Yeah,
I don't want to bore people with all kinds of scientific blah mumbo jumbo or political mumbo jumbo. Once I start to see the mumbo jumbo, then I do like a speed reading thing. I go right to important important information in certain paragraphs, or if there's a map, or like in this case with the global warming, there was animated maps showing you the path of the El Nino and this and that. And I mean, I'll cut to the chase after talking about the meat and potatoes of the topic. I'm not going to go on because I'll end up boring myself if it's too long.
yeah, especially when it's technical talk.
Yeah,
The jargon when it's technical talk and you get lost in it. You don't know what half the words mean. I mean, we're not stupid. We're just not. Our dictionary doesn't extend that far. We never say these things in life, so you
well,
know.
I understand. I get the gist of it. I try to,
Mm-hmm.
and I interject um, whatever whatever I understand about the article, and I add things to the article based on the making the article easier to understand.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
but I could tell. I mean, some articles are not that long, so I just go through it. But
Gotcha.
I just want to tell everyone that Red Pill Man Cave has officially begun, and now it's like open topic talk, and and I mean just about anything. That's why I have the Western top hat on, because then we can just do whatever, say whatever within reason. I mean, we're not gonna be chowing down on nachos with our mouth up against the camera.
And showing other people in the room.
Yeah, and constantly having a conversation, with somebody else, and keep on turning the camera, like like why are you turning the camera? Uh, uh, um,
For some reason, I can't get my camera back. I might have to leave and come back.
did you is the little camera icon muted? Is there a line through it?
Yeah, and then when I press on it, it won't unmute.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't had this happen before. This is a new one.
Yeah. Click. Do like a machine gun click. Sometimes it's like spit slap
Yeah.
or something.
Plus, I took off the cover, my protective glass cover, and tried it that way, and oh,
I hear you, and it won't.
no, it's checked like permanently for some reason, which is odd.
I hate glitches.
Yeah,
These programmers to me are really overrated. I mean, especially the dumbest imbecile computer programmers of all time are the ones that created voice to text.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It's the jargon. They put jargon, and I have on a GPS. There's a place I go to called Reggie's, and the GPS calls it Reggie's. Okay,
Now, did you say Rigi? You said Reggie.
Reggie's, but the GPS says Riggies.
Well,
All right. Oh, hey, it's a miracle! It's a miracle! I'm back without leaving. Okay. Yeah, the GPS says in 2 miles arrive at Reggie's. I'm like, what? How can you cannot read Reggie's?
yeah, I can't have my GPS. I can't select the female voice for my GPS because then it sounds like a woman's nagging me.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
I can't. I just can't because I constantly 1.7 miles at 1.4 miles, and your exit is on the right. Your exit is on the right.
Turn into this lake. So if I go off camera, I'm not going to press that anymore. I'll be talking, but I'll just go off camera briefly, like this. How's that?
Oh, what happened to your
I
your
just
avatar?
I didn't put up my picture because I don't trust the system.
Oh,
So I'm testing it. How is that when I'm away from when I wall off? Is that okay? And
it
still, you
matches.
can still hear me?
Well, it matches the background. It's black.
Well, I figure I don't want to press the camera suppression again. I don't know if it'll do the same crap it did a minute ago.
What do you have any like any image?
Yeah, I
Um,
have a saved image, but when I do that, my concern is that camera will get stuck again.
I couldn't even figure out what the image was. It looked like somebody playing an electric guitar.
At one point, I had somebody. Let me try it as a test. It's a tiny little picture though. I don't
Tiny.
know.
Yeah,
Compare.
like
Hey, I came back right away this time. Yeah, yours is small too. You know that?
yeah. I mean,
It's a small icon.
what the fuck is it with these small icons?
I
I don't
don't know. I
like.
don't
It's
know.
still small.
Yes.
So
Crazy, ain't it?
unbelievable. Huh? Why small? I
It's
wonder.
cheaper.
I wonder
When
if it.
it's free, it's cheaper, maybe? I don't know.
Let me
What do
see
you
if
think?
let me see if it could be bigger. No, there's no way to make it bigger.
No, sir. There is not.
Should like I should like design, but no matter what I design, it's going to be the same size.
Exactly.
If I design something in neon lights that says "Icon my balls," you know what I mean? Oh man.
Oh, man.
Hey, where
So
is everybody? They're out with they took their dads out.
they took their dads to a buffet and they're still chowing down together.
That's a good play. Fathers like that. Fathers
Mm,
love a good deal, a good bargain.
sure.
They like steak dinners, but don't take. I mentioned before. Don't take your father to a corporate chain like the Outback. Take him somewhere where he's going to get a great value in the steak dinner.
Sure.
You know,
I remember when my father was still alive, and I was living in an apartment. I had him over for a barbecue, and I put some corn in. I soaked some corn overnight in a little bit of sugar water, and then grilled it in the husk. And we had that, and we had steak and something else. It was really a nice memory.
well,
Unfortunately, my stepmonster was with him, and we didn't know she was a monster at the time. But that was a nice memory.
so so you actually, it sounds like you used the corn husk to steam the corn.
Oh yeah,
You
and then
yeah, you could do the same thing with big onions. You could leave the onion skin on, and
nice. Yeah,
you can do that.
I put a little in a little bit of sugar water. I don't know what that did to it. Made it easier to grill. You soak it overnight,
I
and yeah,
Yeah.
it was delicious. I'm almost getting hungry talking about this
Somebody
grilled
told me
corn.
corn. Um, I got big, two jumbo packages of corn tortillas from a Mexican bakery, and I put them right in the freezer.
Nice.
I put them right in the freezer. The Mexicans they process the corn, I think, with lime or something. In other words,
Yes,
they make the corn better and healthier than it was when it was on the cob. That
the
whatever,
corn.
yeah, when they grind it and they prepare it to make tortillas and it's or even like hominy grits. There's a certain process that they put it through. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because corn used to be a vegetable. Now it's a carb.
Grain, grain,
It's
grain.
considered a carb.
Well,
It's not considered a vegetable anymore.
some people call it grain. Some people call it they just shove it into the carbohydrate family.
Yeah, they do that a lot with things, I've
But,
noticed.
but it depends. Like corn on a cob is a grain used as a vegetable. Just like avocados are fruits that are used as a
As a
vegetable.
vegetable, yeah. I love salt on avocado. You
If
don't
you
salt many vegetables.
if
I mean, many fruits, excuse me.
if you put like real sea salt or I use Himalayan pink salt on an avocado. That's I mean,
Good eating.
it's like almost 1,000 trace minerals in Himalayan pink salt. It's like a mineral supplement,
Yeah, unprocessed.
totally unprocessed. They come from prehistoric salt beds when the Himalayan mountains where they mine it used to be underwater.
Wow.
So you
Now,
talk,
isn't
yeah.
regular salt somewhat good for you to have once in a while because of is it iodine in it, or there's
Nah,
something in?
yeah, regular processed table salt is just sodium chloride. It's just
So there's nothing in there like iodine or something that's
well,
good for you,
put
supposedly?
put synthetic iodine in.
Oh, synthetic. Yeah.
They put the iodine in the salt to make
Wow.
iodized salt.
Yeah, to supposedly make it healthy
Now,
for you.
the difference between crappy pseudo sea salt and real sea salt is that real sea salt is not pure white. It's either grayish or pinkish. There's always a tinge to it. It's never pure white. And
Gotcha.
of course you're getting minerals in real sea salt. So if you put that on your corn or avocado,
Mmm, delicious.
yeah, yeah, um, absolutely. I love guacamole.
Oh, it's the best. Delicious. I love Mexican food with guacamole and a little bit of low-fat sour cream on them. Quite
Yeah,
good.
they a good burrito, like the place around the corner from me. It's called the Great Burrito, and they make most Mexican food there. They don't just have burritos, but they have gigantic burritos. And they put you got the sour cream and the guacamole. Everything's inside.
You do not want a bunch of lettuce and beans in a burrito. Those are
I don't
fillers.
want lettuce. I don't want beans. I
Exactly.
don't.
You want meat, cheese, sour cream,
I
guacamole,
don't. I don't want
cilantro.
white rice.
Exact. No
Those are
rice.
cheap fillers. Now on the Travel Channel or the Food Channel, there are certain personalities where they used to go into this very popular establishment. I don't know, any given state in the United States, and they'll go to this popular place where all the locals go for hamburgers, and they invent this hamburger where they put the fucking French fries on top of the burger and then put the bread on top.
I've heard of that. They do it with onion rings.
I
They do
don't
it with
want. I
tots.
want that shit on the side. I don't want
Exactly.
on top
Exactly.
of my, and they better be good for fries. They got better be.
You know, it's good on the top of a hamburger is a fried egg. Have you ever had that? I like
Uh,
that.
I've had a
It's
I've had a blue
delicious.
cheese bacon cheeseburger made with blue.
Wow, you're making me hungry with all this talk of food. I'm drooling. I'm starting to drool.
Hey, I love Mike. I love
Salmon
to make
burger.
that big ass salmon burger, and you open your mouth like the Grand Canyon trying to bite into it. That was really, you really make people work up an appetite when you do that. I appreciate it. I do.
Tequila.
My beloved Donald Trump.
The poor persecuted criminal.
Oh, poor. He's indicted.
You're trying to get a gag order on him so he doesn't pollute the case. He's trying to pollute it as badly as he can.
Well, he's desperately trying to stay out of the who's gal.
Yeah, he's trying to do the shape shifting and point. Look over there, not here.
Look at
I am the great, powerful Oz. Do not look behind the
don't
curtain.
pay do not
Any
hold on.
attention.
Do not pay attention to that man behind the curtain.
I am the all powerful Don. Yeah, he's got people willing to jump off roofs for him. I don't understand it.
I wonder if I still
He's
have.
a carnival
I
barker.
think I still have it on in my Facebook. It was a parade in Mexico, and they had a float of Donald Trump doing doggy style to the Statue of Liberty.
Whoa.
Yeah, in other words, fucking over
He's trying to fuck democracy, yes.
democracy.
Well, this time he's fucked the pooch now that he's going to be indicted for January 6th. He's going to be indicted for the thing in Georgia. He's got more indictments than some people have, teeth in their mouth. I don't know. He's going to have a whole bunch of indictments. He's not going to be able to talk himself out of all those. No, sirree, Bob.
He's trying to razzle dazzle everyone, but it's not going to work.
Well, his lawyers are running out of the building screaming. You know that, right? You heard they're all withdrawing from his cases.
Well, that was a pattern for Trump's lawyers. They a lot of them quit
It still has been, yeah. They all come, they go.
because they
Except
probably tell him to shut up.
well, the biggest problem with Giuliani is he became one of those lawyers, and look what it's done for him. He's almost in jail himself at times.
Yeah, he was nuts. Remember the shoe polish running down his
Yeah,
face?
that he was melting like Dracula in the sun. It was pretty
Or,
funny. Yeah,
or like
he's,
the Wicked Witch of the West on I'm melting.
he really should have kind of stayed out of the public eye and had a nice retirement. I don't know why he. Did you remember that one movie where they had him thinking he was going to get laid and they had that on camera? Yeah, come on in here. And he was sitting on the bed. Yeah, he's him and Donald Trump are two of a kind in my
I think
opinion. If
he
that's
I think he was drinking and he wanted a little action, or
Yeah, that was pretty
so he
funny.
try to get the woman drunk too.
Yeah, and he got himself filmed doing it.
He should have quit when he was ahead, when he was like America's mayor, and he should have just retired, like you said.
Yeah, he's stupid for what he
Yeah,
did.
don't try to. That's what happens when he try to be famous at a federal level by accepting the being Trump's lawyer.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things you could do is be Trump's
Probably
lawyer.
thought it was going to put him over the top.
Yeah, and maybe make him a candidate for president one day. That's what I believe he thought.
So many people.
They get drunk with power, and he was seduced by the power of that and thinking he was going to get somewhere with it. Might just get him in jails where it might get him. And I like these
Yeah, go ahead.
I like these sentencings of these January 6th criminals. Oh, I had a great time. That one guy told the judge. Judge gave him 6 years for his great time. I had a wonderful time storming the Capitol. Yeah. That's a direct blow against democracy. I know those people realize that there'd be then a dictatorship and their lives would change greatly under that. So,
I read.
be careful what you wish for.
That's right. I read an article where Ron DeSantis wants minor league farm team baseball players to receive minimum wage.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit himself. He's a piece of shit on two legs that wants to ruin the world, rule the world, and ruin the world. That's what these jokers do. He doesn't stand a hope in hell, I think, of becoming president ever. He's not a good speaker. He doesn't capture anyone's imagination. He's a dullard. He's not going to go anywhere.
The polls show Donald Trump light years ahead of Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, and then once Donald becomes disqualified, who's next? If DeSantis is the candidate, I predict he will lose.
Yeah. What Joe Biden should do is, before the campaign starts, sign a whole bunch of executive orders.
He better
Just go
release
hard water.
Release some soft criminals too. Commute the sentence of soft criminals.
Declare that marijuana across the board is
legal.
Get rid of student loan debt, and the student loan debt gone. Stock the Supreme Court.
Yep. Exactly.
Just do a whole bunch of executive orders. You know what? He cares too much about bipartisan compromising, but forget, you're not gonna be friends with these people. It's just not gonna work. He's living in a hipster fantasy world. You're not gonna.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of heathenism and hedonism in those things, in those parties, man. Certain parties, they'd sell you up the river for $1 if it suited them,
Oh no, the Democrats are no angels. The DMC.
Well, I'm talking about certain Republicans, by the way, that would sell you up the river for $1. But yeah, there's all different parties that would, but them in particular, they used to be the law and order party. Now they're, I don't know what party, the top 1% party, maybe.
I mean, trying to cozy up to them is like
hugging a rattlesnake.
It's like trying to embrace a Western diamondback rattlesnake. Put your arms around it. I said, oh
Trying to kiss a cobra on the
yeah,
mouth.
King Cobra.
Give us a kiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know I like you. Can we be friends, King Cobra?
Oh, I got bit. I'm so shocked.
Yeah, and it's like the old
I can't
story.
believe.
It's like the story about the frog and the scorpion, and the scorpion said that he promises not to sting him, and he ends up stinging him anyway. And then the
Yeah.
frog says,
Takes him across the.
why did you do that?" And the scorpion says, "Well, I'm a scorpion. That's what I do."
Exactly. So when a Republican fucks you over,
Yeah.
you know they're a Republican. They're gonna
Oh
fuck you
yeah,
over.
cross the creek. That's right.
Yeah,
Frog,
exactly.
well, the scorpion wanted to piggyback, ask the frog if it'll bring him across the creek.
I saw some disturbing video of some guy eating a Scorpio. No, thank
In
you.
Thailand, they have a tendency in certain parts of China they deep fry them or stir fry them.
Oh,
Well, Thailand eats big tropical bugs,
like on the grill?
beetles and yeah, grill
Wow.
them. They spice them up.
Wow.
Dry.
Remind me not to eat there anytime soon.
Yeah, and they always
Well, bugs are protein though, aren't they?
yeah.
That's what they say, but I'd like to get my protein elsewhere, like in a
And the
powder.
farmers in China, not China, the farmers in Thailand, they kill the rats and they clean them and they barbecue them.
Wow, no piece turned away.
But it's a
Okay.
rat. I guess it's a rat that eats pristine foods. It's not a.
Oh, well then, by all means, let's get the rats going here. Delicious rat on a stick. Required, what does it
More
say?
countdowns and other I didn't get to see all the graphics. I mean, I'm not going to pay for any graphics, but I do like the idea that I have unlimited hours for free. And I
Yes.
like the idea that right now I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitter, or I can go YouTube and Facebook at the same time.
Nice.
At the same time,
That's
the only
good.
thing is I have to manually add my thumbnail. The front cover of the video.
Okay. God bless ya.
The pollen has been very high this year.
Yes. I have to hook up to electricity. I just got low battery warning. Like when a woman's using a vibrator, she doesn't want the low battery warning.
Do you have a long USB cord?
Yes, and I'm hooked up right now.
I have 6 foot here, and I have 6 foot in the other end of the house. I used to have a 10-foot cord, but for some reason it did not sufficiently. It didn't charge normally. It charged the 10-foot cord charged very slowly.
Wow, that's not good.
Maybe if you go over 6 feet and
then that's when things get bad.
slow. It's when going from 6 feet to a 10-foot USB drastically slowed down the charging process.
That's not good.
But I am very happy that I bought two. Well, two came in the box. Two 40-watt high-speed rechargers.
Nice.
And 40 watts, and the average ones are like 15 watts. And let me tell you, it charges fast.
That's what you want.
Yeah, and it has different size USB ports. You don't just get one port. You get like several ports.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, 40 watts. So it goes according to the wattage. And
The wattage in the cottage?
the wattage in the cottage. Um,
Cheese.
so they should come out with a combination rechargeable shake weight and dildo for women. Go, they can go from exercise to orgasm and back to exercise again.
In no time.
Yeah, and have it be like USB rechargeable. I don't know if you remember the Shake Wake episode on South Park.
I haven't seen a whole lot of South Park, so I don't remember. You got a frog in your throat? Ribbit. Have some agua.
You know, this Chinese woman said, instead of saying frog, she said frock.
I give a frock what she said.
It was raining, and she says good weather for frock. So I said, what? Excuse me? I was wondering, what is she trying to tell me?
Give a frock.
It's a good weather for frock. I thought she was flirting, you know. I thought she was saying, you know, well, fuck. She meant frog.
Gotcha. Seriously, grab yourself a drink or something. A little water. Agua.
Maybe it's the spices in the chai tea.
Maybe.
Maybe I need the old standby drink called Ho, H2O. I call it Ho for short. What did Mike say?
Gotcha.
Mike said, "Don't give a frog." Yeah, she said frock, Mike, like F-R-O-C-K. She pronounced it frock instead of frog. Got him. She meant frog because it was raining so all day. Damn, I wish the avatars weren't so small. I guess the only avatar I could really make where you could see them um, very very quickly, very well is like yeah. Hello, hello, you hear me? Like if I made my initials in neon lights or something. Hello, Mick, do you hear me? Mick, Mick.
Hello?
Hello, hello. Your microphone is going on the fritz. Oh, yeah, he's using an iPhone, and the iPhone has a tendency to force you to use Safari, and Safari is not compatible with most live stream programs or software. So Western Mike, are you preparing something in the kitchen? Yeah, he'll be back. One of these days, I have to really check all of the graphics. I have to check all the graphics here. Let's see if he'll come back. I mean, he's been doing good so far. Maybe he's having a problem all of a sudden with Safari, with the iPhone, because When he came on for the first time, it was perfect. And it's been perfect. So what's up? How you feeling? How was your week, Western Mike? I noticed you did a whole bunch of hard-hitting live streams for YouTube. Did a whole bunch of shows. And they're going quite well. I noticed you got tired of going live, taking a walk outside in the hot sun, with all the neighbors, with all the people being nosy, probably watching you as you're walking in the hot sun. It's a lot easier to do a show, to go live on the terrace. Let me check something. Let me see if he sent me a message. Bear with me, folks. No, he didn't send me a message. Hope he's all right. Oh, here he is. Hello, Michael.
And I was going to sign up at the top of the hour. Are you back on already?
No, I've been on.
Oh, it was weird. It froze for me.
No, I've been on. Are you like rebooting your phone or something?
Not at all. It just fucking froze up. It was really weird. Technical difficulties. It happens.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I didn't freeze. I'm just chatting with Mike here.
Okay.
He's typing to me.
He wanted to come on the show. Did you see that?
Yeah, I sent him a link. Mike, I sent you a link on Instagram.
Yeah, I understand. He didn't come on, so I thought that was kind of weird.
On Instagram. Well, what are you doing now? Are you
I'm gonna get some food and stuff. We were on for about an hour. What time are you gonna be online till? I mean, I can come on again for maybe 15 or a half an hour, maybe. If you want me to.
Oh, I didn't realize time flew this fast. You're right. Yeah, come on for like 15, 20.
All right, let me try that. All right, bye.
All right. Time flies when you're doing live stream, man. I didn't realize it was almost 5 p.m. There he is. Oh, there's Mikey. Hey, Mike.
What's going on? How are you?
Good. I'm good. I didn't realize it was 5 p.m. I started at 3.
Well, it's 5 p.m. your side now. It's already 2 o'clock on the West Coast.
Yeah, you mean to tell me 2 hours have blown by already? How about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mick's coming back for like 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes.
Nice.
So how you been? I like the videos you've been pumping out.
Thanks. Yeah, it's good, and thanks for calling my live shows hard hitting. Just been dealing with a lot of just nonsense in the suburbs of the Western United States, and think that you deal with that also sometimes where you're at. Is kind of some of this blue state kind of nonsense. You know,
Well, I deal with moodiness in in unlikely places with unlikely people. Like for instance, this Philippine Catholic priest that is next door to me, and I went to a church a few weeks ago, and he was like very rude. He like blew me off. I asked him a question, and he just walked right by me and practically pushed me out of the way. The little shrimp.
that was that's not the best conduct in a customer service role.
Yeah,
So Vic,
if you're a pastor or a priest, you are very much in a customer service role,
yeah,
and to be rude like that. And
I
so
don't know.
I stopped going, I'm like, well, he's really nice. He talks a mile a minute to other Philippine people that are in the church, but why? Because I'm Caucasian American, he's got to keep blowing me off like that.
Just because you're white doesn't mean you shouldn't have any right, or guess any race really.
Just
But
because I'm white, that doesn't mean I'm not right.
I'm back after technical difficulties on my for some reason.
Technical difficulty, yeah, but
Yeah, it
I'm
froze
white
up
and it's not
totally.
right.
but considering all the time you were on, and
Yeah, I
things
did
were
well up until a certain point. That's all.
yeah, like when you came on the show, and most of the time you were on the show, you were fine. Now you're fine,
Yes,
so compared to other times you were on,
not bad. Just one
yeah,
hiccup.
yeah, because usually your Safari really tries to
Ruin my life, not enhance it.
ruin your experience.
So what did I miss? You guys were talking about religion. We covered politics, so religion's next.
No, we were talking.
James is dealing with a rude priest.
Well, you know what you do? He's
You
just probably
pray for the guy.
crabby.
What?
He's probably crabby. The altar boy hasn't visited him in a while.
The altar boy. What if I walked in? What if I said
Copy
hello
that,
to
Vic.
him wearing a Linda Blair mask from The Exorcist?
He might shit himself, possibly.
Or I have another mask, which is even worse.
I got a
Spending
couple.
Saturday night is at home is nice.
The altar boy. Yeah, the altar boy didn't
I've
pay.
got some religious jokes for you. How does a nun get pregnant? She dresses up like an altar boy.
How come? What kind of meat do priests eat on Friday?
None.
None. But there are no. You just brought up a good point, but there are no altar boys in this Catholic Church. Not one.
How unusual.
Maybe that's why he's so crabby.
Not unusual to be.
Maybe that's why he's
Loved
so
by
crabby.
you. Yeah, possibly. Crabby without the altar boys to slap on his knee.
Maybe
He'll feel better when they. Yeah.
maybe the parents in this community don't want their kids to be altar boys.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
They spent more money. They when these guys get in trouble, they move them. They don't report that to the local authorities. They move them to another parish. It's really evil, real evil.
They move the pastor over just to the next archdiocese, not to use blasphemy, but when you're messing with other people, you only gotta be fair.
And all that money that they're collecting is for their legal team. Yeah, seriously, the payoffs, all that stuff. Real nasty.
This country's dealing with too much corruption.
Well, the church has been corrupt for a long time, I think. Well, especially like in England when they changed it to the Church of England. So the king, who was that? Which King Louis or whoever, so he could get divorced. King Henry, yeah. So he could get divorced. So he changed the religion to Church of England.
Henry
yeah.
No,
isn't America so corrupt right now that in states
like in some southern states
the corruption per capita is extremely high.
Well, I heard they're redistricting things in the Democrats' favor soon, because they've been redistricting the Republicans' favor a long time.
You mean gerrymandering?
Yes, redistricting. Well, I think they're correcting some incorrect redistricting, is what I've heard.
Hey,
the president is probably going to win re-election at this point.
if my last name was Mandering and I had a son, I would definitely name him Jerry.
Gerrymandering, come to the office. We need you to fix some political stews for us. Gerrymandering.
I would send him to law school so he can become a politician. Then he'll be like the candidate for senator, gerrymandering.
Mandering coming at you.
Well, it's
So
like a podiatrist having the name Dr. Frank Footer.
ha ha ha. Or hygienist named Dr. Vulva.
Drives a Volvo.
Dr. Hands,
Vulva.
Dr. Hands Grabber.
Hand grabber.
Yes.
Yeah, what if a woman with a very large vulva and labia, like a trampoline, what if she insisted that she had to drive a Volvo from Sweden? Because of her
I don't
vulva?
know. Let her drive it, I guess. That's what you do. Go ahead. Help yourself, lady. How about the what are those the names? Gymnasium, pizzeria, bend over. Then the poor Mexican hooker with no legs, Consuelo.
Dr. Camalata is a board certified internist named Dr. Camalata. And then there's what is it?
Hey, James.
We had a regional manager when I worked in one of the jobs in seafood. I had his name was Michael, and his last name was Hunt, Hunt.
Mike Hunt to the front desk. Mike Hunt.
Did you know they paged him to the front desk? Listen, calling.
I don't know.
Mike Hunt to the front service desk. Calling Mike Hunt. Poor kid.
But my buddy posted on my buddy posted, he said you don't ever see kids ride bikes anymore, it's just crackheads.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Now what's with all these electric over here I see electric bikes or e-bikes or whatever the hell they
What's
call
with the
them.
freaking daylight?
I see electric scooters. I see electric skateboards, and I will tell you this: they move pretty fast.
Why do they have?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but what's with that freaking annoying ass daylight? Like these bikes that have this light that you put on during the day.
Why? What does that mean? Why
do cyclists feel the need to utilize to take advantage of a light on their bike at 2, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? It should be working, but have noticed that. Why are people putting lights on their bikes in broad daylight?
Why does anyone need a light in the daytime?
This one guy, he was simply just cause just didn't know him and wasn't looking at him. He had that bike light on and it was flashing really crazy at freaking like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And he started like waving at me for attention, like, hey, don't you see me? Hi. And dude, what is the freaking...
Yeah. Why do they have lights on in the daytime? Are they that like afraid of getting hit? Maybe.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm down to 10% on my phone. So
did you plug it in?
Yeah, I did, but sometimes these plugs have to be jiggled around.
Well, what's so nice about the live streams is that while you're live streaming, you can charge your phone. So you can charge your phone while you're
Yeah, I was,
doing your
but the
show.
problem is the cord has to be jiggled just right so you make sure it's working. Some of these cords
yeah.
aren't the greatest.
Well, when
Yeah.
I used to go live from the all-you-can-eat sushi place or anywhere in a restaurant. Okay,
You did.
I couldn't plug into anything with my USB cord. So what I did was I brought the battery. I fully charged. I have a battery that I got from Five Below that actually is capable of fully charging my phone.
Nice.
One charge. So I would charge the battery ahead of time, charge my phone ahead of time. Then if I'm going to go live on location, I would have the battery handy.
Would you have a
Excellent.
battery? What about a portable battery?
I do.
A portable charger?
Yeah, portable.
That's what he was just talking about.
Portable battery. Now, if you're in a place like a lot of restaurants, even Dunkin' Donuts or fast food,
Yeah.
a lot of them have these USB ports now. I mean, there was the bar in the restaurant at the Holiday Inn had a bar with a USB port next to every chair, going all the way around the bar.
Nice.
You know, so you don't have to worry about your phone going dead.
That's cool. So you have like you would have this major charging station for every person who would sit down. They would get They have that in the city too. They have these places where you can just sit down and all you have to do is just sit down and charge your device and then you're ready to go.
It's very considerate and thoughtful of them to have that because they know how much people rely on their mobile phones, smartphones, and it's a necessity.
My phone is sometimes at negative like 2% going up.
I had a doctor's appointment, not a doctor's appointment, an appointment with a nurse practitioner Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and I almost forgot about my appointment. I got out of the shower, I dried off, I sat down in the living room. My phone told me I only had 3% power left.
Oh.
And then I noticed it was like 1:57 p.m. It was like almost time for the appointment. I said, "Holy shit. I got my appointment. I just made it in time." So I plugged in and at 3% power, and I had enough power to do a video consultation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
You know,
saved a lot of time and money, would think.
Yeah, video consultation. I can't be accused of stiffing somebody for an appointment because, hey, it wasn't 2 p.m. yet. It was 1:57.
157 Riverside Avenue, famous song by REO Speedwagon.
Oh, really?
Speedwagon.
Yeah. REO Speedwagon. 157 Riverside Avenue.
Don't know, even if I'm going to be a Republican ever somehow, again, just can't, kind of hoping that the president wins re-election and kind of wins by a much larger amount than last time, just for the sake of things.
Why don't you be a moderate independent?
Moderate independent. I got to belong to a party here. I'm a Democrat, but I'm just not a woke, Democrat.
Yeah, woke Democrats are dangerous.
Yeah, I'm half asleep Democrat. I'm not woke.
Yeah, yeah. The Democrats have gone too woke, and they're giving women way too much attention.
Yeah, and they're allowing transgenders to participate in athletic
Sports?
competition
Yeah, that's unfair.
with
Don't know
women,
about that.
with women,
And they're
No,
winning
and they're winning, of course, because they have
because they're,
testosterone.
they're bigger, they're stronger.
Yeah,
women and men get equal treatment, and January 6th was not it's not a good day in America. Let's just
No, it's a
put those
shameful
to bed.
day of democracy was almost put out of commission.
That
Our
was
our democracy was under
Handmaid's Tale
attack.
shit.
well, let me ask you a question. Our democracy since January 6th has was and still is under attack. But why are the Democrats being so weak in
They're
Washington?
always extra too careful. They're way too
They,
careful and
they
worried
don't
about who they're going to offend.
they're worried
Yeah,
about
that you got to
offending.
give the Republican Party credit on that. They're not overly they're not like that. So
They don't care about a lot of things. Yeah, they only care about fetuses when they're in the womb. Yeah.
Yeah, they care about fetuses. If you're still in the womb, they fight like hell for you.
they,
But if you're born, who the
you're
hell
on your own.
cares? Made of rubber, everyone is weak. Everyone,
Not on this panel.
everyone is a big statement. Mr. Rubber, Mr. Latex.
Don't mess with Texas.
Well,
Am I right?
speaking of Texas, I got to get more of that Clint's Texas cowboy salsa, extra hot
Oh,
and spicy.
Texas Cowboy salsa. That sounds good.
Yeah,
And
that one.
A
Hi,
mod
Masumi. Hi, Masumi.
or a I'm assuming.
Masumi's saying hello, James.
good
How you doing?
morning. Oh, yeah, I was trying to have her appear. Good morning, Masumi. Good morning. It is now 6:17 a.m. in the Tokyo area. Good morning to you,
Morning.
Masumi. We all send our best wishes to Masumi.
Definitely.
Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna go get ready for my show. If don't come back, then
Oh, that's right. You do have a show coming up. That's good for
see
you.
it.
I got to order food to be delivered.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
good.
too.
If don't
I'm
see
gonna
you, see
pick
you on
up
my show
food.
or see you next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Bye,
close
Michael.
close the shop, man. I'm gonna close the shop. I have to decide what I want.
Gotcha.
I have to order something based on my desire. My ualia, as they say in Italian. Ualia.
All right, James. Happy Father's Day to everyone, including you and the Western Mike
Maybe
and
I'll get maybe I'll get a big ass, well stuffed calzone. I don't know.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I have to decide.
A lot of places have specials for Father's Day. Jet's Pizza has 20% off. That's the Detroit deep dish. That's a variation of the Chicago deep dish.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. They don't have
like
a.
the one I posted in Everything's Food the other day. That's a Chicago deep dish. All right, James. Good to see everybody.
Chicago deep dish, and Detroit is a deep dish without crust, right? Pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Masumi. Take
Yeah.
care.
She's hold on. Yeah, my 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 mouse is not rapidly.
Cooperating.
Oh, it's a little. When I click on something here, it's just a fraction of a second hesitant. Thanks,
Gotcha.
everyone. Your reply. Thank you too, Masumi. Is better. Well, anyway, we've been here almost two and a half hours already.
Yes, sir.
How
Yes,
about
sir.
it's almost 2.5 hours.
All right, everybody. Cheers. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I am ending the stream. I'll see you next time. Thank you. This is one of my 2 Western top hats. I have a black one. All right. Take care, everyone. And thank you for stopping by. Until next time, have a safe week. Have a pleasant week, everyone. This is James P. Madonna of Progressive Discussions.